What is happening, everybody? Today I'm going to be showing you how you guys can get custom firmware on your PS3 Slim or PS3 Phat. On screen right now I have pictures of the PS3 Phat, PS3 Slim and PS3 Super Slim. If you have a PS3 Super Slim, this will not work for you under any circumstances. If you have a PS3 Slim, stay with me, we're going to check if your console can work. And if you have a PS3 Phat, you're in luck, every single PS3 Phat will work. A few things before we get started. This tutorial I'm going to try and make it as detailed as possible, and just in general make it as safe as possible for you guys. Because ultimately I don't want your consoles to break, but you must understand that when you're doing this type of thing, there is a possibility that it can happen. Even if we take all of the precautions that I'm going to show you today, it could happen still. Make sure you're aware of that risk before we continue, and also we need to thank all of the developers that made this possible. Because of them we can get custom firmware on our PS3s without taking them apart, which is awesome. So a big thank you to all of the developers and all the people whose tools we're going to be using today. Okay, so let's get into what you're going to need. Number one, you're going to need a PS3 Phat or Slim, and that PS3 has to be on firmware 4.82. If you're not on 4.82, update to it. If you're already above it, I'm sorry, you're obviously from the future compared to me, and I don't know what you can do. You're also going to need a USB stick, a computer, access to the internet from both your computer and your PS3, and you need to be pretty good with computers. If you're horrible with computers, I would just say don't try this. I'll do my best to make it easy for you guys though. So the first step that we're going to take is we're going to look up your PS3's model number. This can be found on the rear of your PlayStation. On the Slim, it's on this little label here, or on the underside there's another sticker which looks like this. You are looking for the model number here. It should begin with CECH. That goes for the Phat PS3 too. So it's on the rear of your PlayStation, or it's on like the underside, maybe even both. And it begins with CECH. Now once you've found that, we're going to have a look at it and we're going to compare it to this compatibility list right here. So if you have a Phat, don't worry, you can do this, but the important part to note is what the letter is after CECH. For instance, this one is CECHA. Now I want you guys to compare it to this graph right here that I'm going to show on screen, and you need to have a look at if you need to use NAND, N-A-N-D, or NOR, N-O-R. Okay, that is the Phats out of the way. If you have a Slim, you don't have a letter, you will have a series of numbers, just like this, CECH200. Now you need to look at that because it will tell you if your console can be used or not. This is only the first step. We're also going to do another step to make sure that your console will work so that you don't have an expensive paperweight. So for me, mine is a CECH 21 series, so it's a NOR and it can 100% be used. But if you have a CECH 25 series, then we need to move on to the next step. What you are going to want to do is head down to the description. I'll make it very clear which link to click to download this kit right here that I have compiled. It is called the PS3 Jailbreak Kit. Go ahead and open it and extract the folder from inside to somewhere you'll remember, like your desktop. Once it's there, you want to go ahead and plug in your USB. Once you've got your USB up, you want to then open up the PS3 Jailbreak folder, and inside you will find two other folders, one being step 1, minimum version checker, and the second being step 2, 4.81 rebug and jailbreak files. Open step 1 and drag this folder right here called PS3 onto the root or the base of your USB. It's important to make sure that you don't put it in another folder on your USB. It has to be on the root. Then you want to go ahead, take your USB out of your computer, put it in your PS3 in the rightmost USB slot. That is the one furthest to the right. Okay, now we're on the PS3. What you want to go ahead and do is head over to your settings tab and then go up to system update. Then you want to go down to update via storage media, and it should show this right here, version check by IF or LF Caro. You want to click OK on that. Now here it should tell you what update you can downgrade to. So this number is extremely important because if your PS3 Slim shows over 3.56, or for some reason if your Phat does, I don't know, that could be a magic thing that somehow happens to one person. If it shows over 3.56, do not continue. Your PS3 will become a paperweight. Trust me, do not. Anything under 3.56 is fine. As you can see, I'm at 3.20, so I'm going to go ahead and continue with this tutorial. Okay, now you want to come back to your computer, plug in your USB, and then delete those files that we just put on there. permanently delete that folder. Now you're going to go back into the jailbreak kit and choose step 2, go into that folder, and now you're going to see a file called flash.hex or flsh.hex and another PS3 folder. You want to go ahead, select both of them and put them in the root or the base of that USB again. Once again, be sure you do not put it in another folder on your USB. I'm doing it with a blank USB just to avoid any confusion at all. Now once you've done that, you want to go ahead and put it in the rightmost USB slot on your PS3. Okay, now that your USB is plugged in, you want to go ahead and head over to your web browser tab and enter your web browser. Now once your web browser is open, as mine is, you want to go ahead and press triangle, go to tools, then to home page, and you want to click use blank page. Click OK. Okay, the next thing you want to do is press triangle again, go to tools, and you want to delete cookies. You want to do that again and then delete search history. You want to do that again and go to delete cache, and I think there's one more. Yep, I can't quite see it because my webcam's in the way, but you want to delete whatever this is too. Okay, now that that's done, you want to click start, and you want to input one of the addresses that I'm going to put on screen now and in the description. The reason I say one of them is because I've noticed that, like, if one doesn't work, if you try another, it may work. So just pick one, and if it doesn't work, try another, and just keep trying until it eventually works, because trust me, it eventually will. Sometimes for some reason it just fails over and over and over again. For me, I'm going to be using ps3.edits.net. Now all of these are going to look a little bit different, but once you get to a certain point, they're all going to be the same. So just read what you're doing so you kind of get the idea. So on this one, I click choose console up here, and then down the bottom of the page, it's going to give me the option of NAND or NOR. Now every single one of them linked in the description will give you this option. The pages just may look a little different, but if you remember at the beginning of the video when we looked up our model number and we linked it to NAND or NOR, this is where that comes in handy. So once again, mine is a CECH 2.1 series, so I am a NOR. It's different depending on your console, so make sure you have a look at your CECH number. This part is imperative that you get right, so you may even want to just go back, have a look at the chart again, and make sure that you're choosing the right one for your model number. In fact, I'll even put the chart up on screen once again. Make sure you choose the right one. I am a CECH 2.1 series PS3, so I am going to choose NOR. Okay, once you've picked the right one, it will take you to this. Now here's the important part. You want to click select, add to bookmarks. As you can see, mine is already there, but yours won't be. And then you want to quit your web browser by pressing circle and then yes. So remember, once you get to that orange looking page, bookmark it, then exit your web browser. Open it back up, press select, and then go down to this bookmark that you just made and click X. Click OK here. Now you want to move the cursor to right to NOR flash memory and click X on that. Remember, the USB should be in the rightmost port. Okay, let's do this. Now, a few things that you may notice. If yours doesn't say success, don't worry, don't fret, try it again. If yours says success, but the waves in the background that I'll put a red arrow to aren't moving and have frozen, give it 10 minutes, turn off your PS3 and try it again. It took me like 10 tries to get it to work, okay guys? Try a different website and just do the web browser steps again. Now your PS3 should stay on this screen for a while and then eventually automatically beep and turn off. There we go, there's mine, it has just turned off. Now I should also say, if you're waiting for like over probably 10 minutes, I would just turn off your PS3. You should be okay. I had to do that a few times, but yeah. Now you want to go ahead and turn your PS3 back on. You may get this message here. You can choose to do it or not. I would do it just to be safe. It's not going to do anything bad, don't worry. And it does say it could take up to 3 hours, but in my experience, it's never ever taken that long. It takes like a minute. Okay, it's just completed. It should be restarting now. Okay, the PS3 is restarting now. Good news is, everybody, we're on the last step right now. So as you guys remember, the USB has been in the rightmost USB port this whole time, ever since we started doing the internet stuff. Now we want to turn on our controller and head over to settings, system update once again, and update via storage media. This time it will pick up 4.81.2 rebug. This is custom firmware. This is the final step. Once we click OK on this, you guys will have custom firmware. Now if it throws up some type of error code once you're doing this, don't worry, just restart your PS3 and try the web browser stuff again. I had that happen a few times, but after this we officially have custom firmware. Now I do want to say as a little disclaimer, I don't know too much about how custom firmware works once you're on it, but once you're on it, just be careful guys, you can get banned very easily and you can get console banned very easily too, which means that no matter how many accounts you make, your console can't go online. Let's see what's happening with the PS3. It seems to be restarting. Okay, now it's actually installing the custom firmware. This step, you just got to sit back, relax, and wait for it to happen. If you guys have any questions about this in the comments, I will try and help you. Unfortunately, I know that I won't have all the answers. For me, this took a long time to actually work, and I did have to try multiple and like literally a lot of those websites. My advice to you is maybe even try to find ones that will have less traffic than the ones that I've put in the description, because I imagine that the traffic correlates to how successful it will be. Okay, it just hit 100% and is now restarting. Any second now I will officially be on custom firmware. Oh, there we go, it said rebug there. So we're now officially on custom firmware. As you can see, there are some red elements and stuff like that, as well as there should be, yep, some custom files here. So now it's my turn to reveal something to you guys. This is the first console that I've ever put custom firmware on. So if I can do it, you can too, trust me. I know in this video it looked like one fluid motion, but trust me guys, I was trying this forever. And the second thing that I need to tell you guys is, if you want more information on what to do now and how to continue safely, I'm not the person to look at anymore, at least for now, because now we're in the same boat. I don't really know what I'm doing with custom firmware, so yeah. Anyway guys, hit that like button if you enjoyed this video and if it helped you. I hope that you guys get custom firmware on your PS3s extremely safely, just like I have done. I tried to make this whole tutorial as safe as possible, so hopefully it came across. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button, and I'll see you tomorrow.